So I know it sounds awfully rude, but those who maybe came first, you know, if you wouldn't mind maybe making a bit of space for them. It really does sound terrible, doesn't it? This developed during lockdown. I was teaching students, and this was the first Saturday of the lockdown. I was faced with a situation where they weren't allowed, you know, come to my studio, and a lot of them were disappointed about that. So I said, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go on to Facebook Live, and I'll do complimentary classes for you, your family, friends, and so on, just to kind of, you know, have some sort of creative outlet. And we did that, and I did that for 12 consecutive weeks until I ran out of ideas. I didn't know what else to teach. So I thought, well, hang on a second. It reminded me of a time I was down in Kilreely, and there were other artists there, about 6 other artists. Yeah, and you'll see it in the book. The story is actually there. But at the end of our time there, one person said, hey, let's go on a studio crawl. So one evening we went around to every single studio belonging to the artists, and they told us about their work and about their techniques and all of that sort of thing. And it was absolutely fascinating. And it ended up with a poet called Autumn Richardson, who's a Scottish poet living, she's a Canadian poet living in Scotland. And we were just mesmerised, absolutely mesmerised. So that thought was always in the back of my mind when it came to this. So I thought, well now hold on, if I've run out of ideas, why not talk to other artists? Because they have so many more ideas, so many different techniques and uniqueness. So I contacted some of those people who were in Kilreely, and again, most of them are actually in the book, and said, look, would you mind if we did a virtual visit by Zoom to your studio, chat about your practice and so on, and then, you know, my students can ask you questions at the end of it, have a Q&A after it. And it worked quite well. And then the next thing, a lot of other artists said, do you know, you should really talk to so-and-so. They'd love that, you know. And it became a bit of a publicity thing for the artists as well. And the artists themselves loved the idea of having a little peek at other artists' studios and see how they operate. I see Tim nodding there away. And so listen, to cut a long story short, we're delighted to be down here. Thanks very much to Tara and to everybody who allowed us to use this beautiful, beautiful place. I can't wait to go back and see it and have some coffee here, maybe tomorrow or the next day. We'll do that. We're staying for the weekend, or both days. But listen, we've been made so welcome, and I'm delighted. Thank you so much. The artists that are featured from this area, and there are about 5 of them, most of them are here, which is great. So I'd like to thank them very much for being part of it, because without them, the book just simply wouldn't have happened. There's no doubt about that. So thank you all. Thank you for coming. I know there are a few artists that are hiding up in the hills, trying to keep away from me. But I know we'll get them eventually, because this place is a hotbed of creativity. And it's really lovely to be here. And thank you all so much. And enjoy the book.